Hi. All right. So this video is just kind of a demonstration of the app. It's going to show some of the features, and I'm going to talk about some of the thoughts that we've put into the app, and maybe also some of the learnings that we've had from the user test. So this is the homepage, the first thing you'll meet when you open the app, and you can see it's split into different functions. Either you need groceries, so you're sitting at home and you need someone to shop for you, or you're going shopping and you need to find a list or someone that you can help out. You can also quite quickly see if you have any active lists, and you can navigate to those with this shortcut. But the two functions are kind of distinct, and it's very different roles. So it's also color coded. You can see if you go into this side of the app, it's going to turn green. If you go into this side, it's going to be orange. So you always know which function that you're inside, which function that you're using. All right, so let's dive in to the first scenario. You need groceries. So in here, you can see all of your lists, the previous list that you put up. You can also create new ones, and you can see your regulars or set your preferences and see if you have any active lists. I think for the purpose of this demonstration, we're just going to use an old list. So you can add items, you can edit the old ones, trash them, of course. So when you add an item, you first add what you need. So you type in, okay, I need milk. It's going to suggest you, okay, do you mean milk, Milky Ways, buttermilk, whatever? And the thought is that it's going to learn what you usually buy. So it's going to make it a lot easier for you to navigate your usual groceries. We also discussed if this could be some kind of collaboration with a supermarket. So they might be interested in providing a full list of the actual items. So you might have a small picture of it even, and you can find what's actually in store, as they do with Nemly, for example. But for now, we just need milk. We need 2 liters. And we can type in if we need a specific brand. So if you really don't care, if you just want the cheapest, you can type this in. If you only want Let milk, you type that. Or if you just have no preference, you leave it like this. The same goes for organic. So we add the item, and you can now see it popped up down here. So let's say we're satisfied with the list. So we finish up. And then before we share it, we can set a deadline. So if we know we need the groceries before 5 o'clock today, we set it like that. Then we can choose to either make it public, just to share it among everyone on the app so everyone can see it, or we can share it among regulars. And this idea of regulars is kind of far away to build this community, or to build friends like you do on Facebook. And we thought it would be kind of nice to have this feeling that you're dealing with the regulars, that the old lady down the street can get in contact with the same kid that used to deliver her groceries. Again, to promote this feeling of community. You can also share it on Facebook. This is a way to tap into these communities that you have on Facebook. Often, these small towns or even some streets have their own Facebook group. And this might be a good idea to share it just among your own neighbors, for those who want to do that. And you can of course just save it for later. But for now, let's just share it among our regulars. You can see the recent people that we've dealt with, so you can find the same ones. And you can of course view all your regulars and add more people if you're looking for someone specific. So let's just send it out to these guys. And then, of course, you'll get a notification when someone picks it up. So now it's active. We can see that down here. And yeah, that's that. Now we just wait for someone to pick it up. In the meantime, you can go in and set your preferences. And these preferences are meant to make it easier for the shopper to figure out what you want. So when you're standing in store, and if there might not be anything organic left, you can go into these preferences and see, okay, this shopper should be only really wants organic, or maybe they just don't care, or whichever is cheap. So you don't have to call back and forth and talk all the time. You can just go and see the preferences and you can buy whatever they like. Right, so now we're back at the home screen. We can go through this second scenario of you going shopping and needing to find someone to help. So in the main screen here, you can find new requests. You can also view your regulars requests, or you can find new regulars. And you can see the recent people that you've dealt with and write them if you want that. You can also see quite quickly if any of your regulars have any active lists. In this case, we don't. But this is again to kind of create a consistency, to get these regulars, to get the same people that you're dealing with and create this community around it. So you can go in and see if the old lady down your street has something that you can bring her. But for now, let's just find some new requests. And here we can see a list of the orders or the shopping lists and who put them up, how far they are away, and when they've been put up. You can also see this in a map view, so you can navigate. Okay, I know I can shop for this guy who lives just down the street, John. So you go in and you see his lists. So you can make sure that the store has whatever you want. And you can set the estimated time of arrival. So when are you done with this? And then if you're satisfied, you accept it, and John will be sent a notification. You also get this small reminder that you need to separate the bill. And it's not entirely necessary, it just makes it a lot easier. Because when you're shopping and you need to figure out how much it actually costed, it's much easier to have it on a separate bill so you can see the total amount. But this is something that the user will learn after a few times, of course. So here we have the active list. You can see the list, of course. You can call them or message them. And you only have this option once you've actually accepted the list. So it prevents spam, You can see the address. You can see any preferences he might have. So it's going to be easy to navigate through the supermarket. And if they don't have the stuff that you're looking for exactly, it might be all right in this case to just go with something conventional. And you can see how he wants to be contacted. So yeah, now we have this open order from John Ham, and the deadline is before 5 o'clock. One of the things we learned through the user test was that some of the text, for example this one, how far you are away, is just a bit too small for someone to read. So in a Shoppit 2.0, we'll have to deal with this to make it a bit larger and to make it easier to recognize the different aspects of the people that you can shop for. All right, so now we can imagine this to be John's phone, the one who put up the list. Our guy who's been out shopping is now done. He's paid at the counter. So on John's phone, a notification pops up that his groceries have now been bought and he can pay. Straight away, he sees that 0 items is missing. So he can already in the beginning see if anything wasn't found. So he doesn't pay for anything that he doesn't get. And he can see the total amount due. So this is plus the 20 to 30 kronas that the survey we did showed was the most appropriate amount, or was the amount that people find acceptable. And then you also have the option to add a tip. And this is kind of important in creating this personal feeling around the app. So if you're dealing with the same person multiple times and you want to show some appreciation, you can add a small tip, like 10 kroners or something, whatever you find appropriate. And it motivates people to come back to the same people, and to create this community feeling that we really want, to create this personal connections. You can see an image of the receipt if you want that, and you can send a message to communicate and call them, of course. And then you can pay via mobile pay or credit card. So yeah, once you've done that, either you pay straight away and you wait for the groceries to come, or you just simply wait for the knock on your door and then you can pay up, either with mobile pay, with credit card, or by cash.